Justine, can you come here, please?
You called for me?
I did. I have some news. I received a letter from your mother, and your mother is questioning your marital status. And you are of an age where you need to be thinking about being married. You're, in reality, a little beyond what you should have been married by now. And as part of my responsibility for you being here as my ward, I feel that I need to follow through with your mother's request, which was originally to see you married or into a better position than what you are now. And I feel that the Colonel and I have arranged for you to meet with a young man named Anthony. Anthony Lafayette. He's from St. Louis. He is quite well off, doing very well in his chosen field. And we would like you to meet with him and spend an afternoon with him and see how things progress.
What is his field?
He's a fur trader.
Fur trader.
He does very well, and he is moving very quickly. And I think if you were to find that you could tolerate him, it would be a good union for the both of you. You have to think about your family. You know, this is not just about you. You know, when the Colonel and I got married, we had not really known each other very well. I think if you like someone, love will grow. It's not necessarily the basis for a marriage. So I think you should give him an opportunity to prove himself to you.
If I may be so bold, what about Ron?
Although I like Ron, his profession as a woodcutter is not going to benefit you or your family in the long run. I like Ron. He's a very nice young man. But I do not feel that your mother would approve of a marriage to a woodcutter. Personality and kindness is not the only thing to make a marriage. You have to think about long term and how it's going to benefit you and your family. You know, I promised your mother that we would see you set up. And I'm afraid if we don't find you a husband soon, your mother's going to want you to return to the convent.
I think you're right.
So, why don't you meet with this young man, see how things progress, and we'll go from there. I know you're set on Ron, but I think you need to look beyond the present and, you know, ultimately what will happen down the road. Where will you live if you would marry Ron? You know, you'll probably be in his little cabin, which is fine if he had prospects, but he doesn't. Now, Anthony does.
Good afternoon, Candy.
Good afternoon, Miss Justine. How can I help you today?
It's a long story. I put our pewter candlestick on the windowsill of the second story of our house. I was cleaning the blinds and I accidentally elbowed it off of the windowsill. It fell on the brick and it got bent, and I don't want Lucy to know because that's her favorite one. She keeps it in the bedroom. So I was wondering if you had another one in stock I could buy.
Goodness, I have one. And that's it. I have this one left. This is the only one I have. Will this one work?
Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly like the one that I broke.
What a relief. That's the only one I have.
I am relieved.
You look like you're wearing a new dress. That looks like the fabric that I sold Ron recently.
It is the very same.
Really? You sew that all yourself?
I did. He gave me the bolt and I sewed it up because I didn't have a proper summer dress. I've only had summer dresses that are 4 years old.
Well, it's beautiful. I gave him a nice discount too.
You're the best. Thank you. Now, how much is this?
Well, do you need me to give you a discount, or would you like for me to put it on credit on your
Credit discount. Why would I need that?
Well, you and I have been friends for a long time.
That's true. 5 years.
And I've been running this shop for 10 years, and I hear everything. And I heard from Mrs. Whistlebottom's daughter, who told the Miller's wife, who told the Cooper's wife, that the Stevenson family is having some financial difficulties. Is that true?
Just between you and me? 40,000 in debt and counting.
Oh my goodness. What are you all gonna do?
I don't know. They can't afford to keep me. They're trying to marry me off.
Oh no.
And not to Ron.
Oh no. This is horrible. This is disastrous. Are you sure you don't need a discount? Or put it on, you sure don't want to put it on the Stevensons tab?
Can we start up a new tab for me? Put it on credit for me? I don't know honestly when I can pay you back, but we've been friends for 5 years. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, this is true. And out of friendship, I will start you your own tab.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Is there anything else I can do for you? Are you guys going to meet at your secret place?
Yes, we're going to do that every Thursday.
Wonderful. Does Mrs. Stevenson know?
No, she doesn't know. Please don't tell her.
I won't.
She's
Mum's
here.
the word.
She's here as often as I'm here, so
I
appreciate it.
I will not speak. I will not utter a word to her about it.
Thank you. And I'll have to put this on her windowsill. I'm gonna have to rush home real quick before I go meet Ron.
Please
before
do.
she notices.
Yes, we don't want you to get in trouble.
Thanks, Candy.
Have a lovely day.
You too.
Usually a lot more happier and something wrong?
There is something wrong. I didn't want to tell you, but it's on my face, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lucy, she wants me to get married.
Once you get married? Has she been watching us?
Not to you, Ron. She doesn't want me to get married to you.
Then who?
To anyone but you.
Well, what's she got against me?
She says you don't make enough money.
Money isn't everything.
Well, that's what I think, but not everyone thinks like that. And she was telling me how she already found a prospect for me. He's a fur trader. I have to meet up with him tomorrow morning. I'm already not going to amuse him at all. So don't worry, don't get jealous.
What's his name?
Anthony Lafayette. He's French.
I've heard of him.
Good or bad?
He's competition with my uncle.
Oh, he's in the fur industry too.
Mm-hmm. I've heard some rumors about him. He can be a bit pushy.
Pushy? With the ladies?
Yes. He likes to rush.
All that I know is that he's a fur trader, he's French, and he's the last of his family not to get married, and I know that I'm not going to marry him, and that's that. If Lucy forces it on me, I'm going to have to run away.
Good morning, Miss Justine.
Good morning.
Brought along my cousin, Monsieur Lafayette. He's a fur trader out of St. Louis. He does fine business with Monsieur Choteau. I thought you and he may get along well. Is the Colonel in his office today? I was hoping to speak with him.
He He is. He's across the hall in the dining room. He was looking over some of his bank paperwork. He's expecting you.
All right. Well, if you two will excuse me.
Hurry back.
Hello, Anthony Lafayette, as he said. Hello, I said. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
This is such an impressive house.
Where are your shoes, sir?
It's, well, there's so much manure out in the streets. As they say, I stepped in it and I could not walk in, but it's okay. I'm actually very comfortable. The French that I trade with all the time, this is actually a delightful, comfortable for me. This is beautiful in here. May I sit?
Of course. Your name is Anthony?
Anthony Lafayette, yes. They told me about this beautiful, fair-skinned, dark-haired woman.
Me?
Close enough.
Oh. I had no description of your appearance before meeting you.
Well, I hope this suits. I brought you a gift. If I may, I'd like to present it to you. This gift.
Oh.
It is a fur of the many that I trade.
This is lovely. I've never had anything quite this nice before.
That is what all the ladies tell me.
This is a fine lady's gift. Have you been with many ladies?
Well, I am unmarried and, I wish to find a wife soon.
Are you the last to be unmarried in your family?
Unfortunately, we.
Oh. I'll just set this aside here for now. It's lovely, thank you.
My pleasure.
How was your journey?
The journey from St. Louis was it was a bit rough. We had to take the boat over. It was sinking a wee bit.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, at least a couple inches into the water. And then the road here it was a bit rough, and as you can see, I lost my shoes on the journey.
I apologize about the manure. It is a farm town.
It is all right. It's all good.
Do you have any land yourself?
I am actually building a house over in the Missouri territory.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
It will be.
How many rooms?
I'm looking at least 4 rooms. The fur trading business has been doing well enough that I believe I can get 4 in there to be nice.
Well, that's quite decent. 4 rooms.
Hopefully something as majestic as this wonderful place.
Ah, I can't imagine being the lady of such a beautiful house such as this.
I can definitely imagine you being the lady of my house.
Ooh.
If I may I sit with you?
Oh, okay.
So I was made to understand you were raised in a convent?
That's correct. I was there for 3 years.
Oh, so you know how to cook and clean and sew?
Yes, I do. Although I was kicked out of the convent. I couldn't follow the orders there.
Oh.
My mother was the one that forced me to go to the convent. She wanted me to be a nun. She couldn't afford to raise me. And then after I got kicked out, Lucy Stevenson, the lady of this house, she was kind enough to take me in. I've been working here ever since.
So you are not good with the rules. You are.
Oh, well, that's for my husband to decide.
Well, fortunately, I am a bit more superficial, if you will. I prefer the fair skin and the dark hair. the white hips for the children.
You want children?
I want lots of children. We.
Oh, and how about my hips? Are they wide enough for you?
You do.
Oh, okay. I will certainly take that as a compliment.
They are adequate for the purposes of what I need to
Of
do.
womanhood.
Oui.
So you do want children?
Oh, oui. I would love to have a big homestead.
I have no fertility issues in my family.
And as far as I know, neither do we. And no one has ever said otherwise in our home. So I do believe I would be able to provide many, many children for you to provide for me.
You've asked me if I can cook and if I can clean. What attributes would you bring to a marriage, besides your many furs?
Well, besides the furs and the business and the homes that I am building, many of my friends have told me that horses are jealous of me.
Horses?
Oui.
Oh, I will have to interpret that later.
No interpretation is needed. I can show you once we have more time to ourselves.
I see. I think I'm starting to understand.
Oui.
Oh, where is your cousin?
I believe with the colonel. We have quite a bit of time to get to know each other better. I must confess that your beauty is beyond what I was expecting. You're so fair and the hair so dark, and I must say I am looking forward to many, many nights together.
Oh.
Oh,
I think Benjamin Stevenson and your cousin are wrapping things up in the dining room. I hear them talking about dinner plans.
We'd love to wrap things up in here, if we may.
Oh, I have some sewing to attend to. I don't want to keep you all day.
Oh,
I know you're a very busy gentleman.
I am busy, but a wee bit of time together. We?
Let me see what your cousin's up to.
Oh, I will walk with you. I'll leave your gifts on the couch, because I think that's what we'll do.
Miss Stevenson,
Yes.
it's not happening.
What's not happening?
Him and I aren't happening.
Him and I, as in.
Anthony Lafayette. I just came from downstairs. He's still down there with Ben.
And has he done something that's not something that's untoward?
He's very forward.
As how? What do you mean he's very forward?
Well, he was touching me all over, and I just don't want to marry him. He's not for me. I don't like him. I want to marry Ron.
Justine, you've just met the young man. He's probably just trying to impress upon you his affection. I know you are fond of Ron, but that is not going to get you anywhere in life. If you marry Ron, you're going to end up living in a one-room log cabin for the rest of your life.
I'm okay with that.
You won't be after you've had 4 or 5 children, and you're all crammed into that tiny little cabin. Do you want to be a woodcutter's wife who all she does is have baby after baby after baby and ends up living in that tiny little cabin and has no prospects for her future?
I just want to be happy.
You will not be happy living in a one-room log cabin, I can guarantee that. You have been living with the Colonel and I for how long now? And do you think you're going to be able to go from living in a house like this to living in that one-room log cabin? I know your youth has made you not think past the end of your nose, because you want to go off and run off with Ron because he's handsome and he's kind, and I completely understand it. I was your age once too, but you have to think about your future and your family's future. Anthony would give you a future. Ron will not.
Did you love Ben when you married him?
I didn't know Ben when I married him, other than as a brief acquaintance. I grew to love Ben. Every good marriage, you will grow to love your spouse. Love is not the basis of a good marriage.
I don't know if I want to live like that. It's too much of a gamble.
And you think gambling with your affections with Ron is the wiser choice. Justine, I promised your mother when you were kicked out of the convent, that I would bring you here and I would help you learn manners, I would help to set you up, I would give you skills, and I would help you find a husband. If I allow you to marry Ron, what will your mother think? Your mother will be furious with me, Justine, because I have let her down and I have let you down.
She'll probably send me back to the convent.
She probably will. And you hated the convent.
I did.
I mean, think about it, Justine. Do you not remember how you begged your mother to let you leave the convent? And even Mother Superior wrote your mother and begged her to let you come home because you were so miserable. Do you really want to go back to the convent?
No, I don't.
Then you need to give Anthony a chance. And if Anthony does not work out, then maybe we find someone else. Justine, you're infuriating me at your closed-mindedness.
I'm sorry.
You have got to think about your future.
I am thinking about it.
No, you're not. You're thinking about the present. You're thinking about Ron right now.
I can't be in love with two people.
No, you cannot. But you are keeping your affections with Ron and not giving someone else an opportunity.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Well, maybe you shouldn't see Ron for a little while and give someone else an opportunity. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm going to write to your mother and ask for her advice as to what we should do. Right now, all morning I have been looking for the pewter candlestick that Ben gave me.
Oh.
Do you have any idea where it's at? It seems to have just disappeared. And
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just polishing it.
well, would you please go get it for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Doesn't it look brand new?
It does look brand new.
I spent a good amount of time polishing it, that's why.
Well, it looks like, did you polish the scratch that was in it? The children had made a scratch in it on accident, but it doesn't even seem to be there anymore.
It's the newest thing. I have a book about domestic work, and there was a recipe in it for a new sort of polish that'll fill in the grooves and the scratches on pewter.
Well, that is quite the miracle. Well, thank you for finding it. I was very concerned because I know Ben will want to know what had happened to it. So thank you for doing that.
You're
It looks
welcome.
very nice.
You're welcome.
Now, go
I
think about your future.